Autumn Sky, written by Mary Robinson.
Chapter 1. The Dawning of Discovery. The mid-October sun peeked over the horizon, casting a muted golden glow over the small town of Ellendale. The autumn sky was a canvas of shifting colors: burnt oranges, deep reds, and the faint blush of early morning blues. The air was crisp, and the scent of fallen leaves mingled with the distant aroma of early morning coffee brewing in countless households. In a modest brick house on Elm Street, Azaria Nelson awoke to the dull thrum of a headache. Her dreams had been a turbulent sea of emotions, each wave crashing harder as reality clamped down upon her. She tossed aside the faded quilt, her feet finding the floor with a familiar chill. Azaria was of average height, with chestnut hair that fell in loose waves to her shoulders. Her eyes were a striking shade of hazel, often reflecting a quiet resilience that belied her 19 years. Today, however, her eyes revealed only confusion and a hint of fear. Stumbling out of bed, she made her way to the bathroom. Her legs felt unsteady, almost as if they were betraying her insistence on normality. When she reached the toilet, her body rebelled, and she was soon purging the remnants of last night's dinner. The act left her feeling weak and vulnerable, but in her heart, she had already begun to understand the truth. From the bathroom drawer, she pulled out a small, unopened box, a pregnancy test. With fumbling fingers, she followed the steps detailed in the leaflet. Minutes slipped by like hours, the only sound the ticking of the clock echoing in her mind. When the results materialized, bold and undeniable, her breath caught in her throat. Two lines screamed from the small window. Positive. She wasn't surprised. Deep down, she had known since the moment she'd picked up the test. But to have her suspicions confirmed felt like the weight of the world had doubled. The memories of that last night with Marcus Prescott flooded back with unforgiving clarity. Marcus, with his infectious laughter and unfazed bravery, had been her first love. Their paths, entwined by the inexplicable draw of young romance, had culminated in that night of passion. A night followed relentlessly by loss. Marcus had died days later, leaving Azaria clinging to the frayed edges of her world. Outside the bathroom window, the autumn sky seemed to stretch infinitely, each cloud a whisper of the past and a shroud of the unknown future. Azaria allowed herself a moment to breathe in its beauty, to gather strength from its vastness, before resolving to live for herself and the new life unfurling inside her. Chapter 2. The Choices We Make. In the quiet confines of her room, Azaria pondered her choices. Each seemed a road diverging into the hazy future. Her mother had raised her to be strong, to stand firm even when the winds of life threatened to uproot her. But now those teachings felt insufficient. Her thoughts were interrupted by the tinkling chime of her phone. A message from Olivia, her closest friend, blinked on the screen. Brunch at Joe's Diner? Azaria hesitated. Facing Olivia meant confronting reality, but solitude promised nothing but spiraling fear. She typed back a quick acceptance. Joe's Diner was bustling with the late-morning crowd, the air rich with the scent of sizzling bacon and brewed coffee. Olivia waved her over from a corner booth, a warm, genuine smile lighting up her face. "Morning, sleepyhead. You look like you've seen a ghost." Azaria managed a half-hearted chuckle. "I feel like I have." Concern clouded Olivia's expression. "What's wrong, Azaria?" It was a simple question, but weighted with the power of unraveling her well-guarded fears. Azaria took a deep breath, met Olivia's gaze, and shared her truth. The words spilled out in a torrent: her pregnancy, the uncertain future, and the absence of Marcus's missed presence. Olivia sat in stunned silence. Then she reached across the table, clasping Azaria's hand with firm reassurance. "You're not alone, Azaria. Whatever you choose, I'm here for you." Azaria's frown melted into a smile, gratitude weaving a fragile warmth through her doubt. In the booth at Joe's, with the autumn sun filtering through the windows, Azaria felt the grip of panic loosen. They discussed options and dreams, painting scenarios with hope and laughter. Each possibility became a thread in the tapestry of Azaria's emerging path, vibrating with unresolved promise. The day drifted onward, the sky deepening into the rich hues of evening. As Azaria walked home, the streets bathed in a sepia glow, she realized that her journey, while daunting, held the potential to be extraordinary. She would carry Marcus's memory forward, cradle the new life with love, and face the world with courage. Underneath the vast autumn sky, Azaria resolved to embrace the unexpected, a future crafted not merely by the choices thrust upon her, but by the dreams she chose to pursue. As each day passed, she would honor the love that had been and nurture the love that was yet to unfold. Chapter 4: Heart's Soliloquy. The air was crisp with the scent of fallen leaves, echoing in Azaria Nelson's ears like the soft murmur of a lullaby. As the sun dipped below the horizon, bathing the world in the golden hues of an autumn sky, she found herself wrapped in an oversized sweater, cradling a mug of chamomile tea to fend off the evening's chill. Her heart was a canvas, painted with many hues, the vibrant joy of impending motherhood and the shadowed sorrow of loss entwined as one. The phone buzzed insistently on the table beside her. Azaria picked it up, immediately recognizing the name flashing on the screen. Her mother, Elena. It was a call she had been expecting yet dreading. In a softly lit room, beneath the patient gaze of the leaves silently beginning their descent, Azaria answered. The line crackled briefly before settling into a familiar hum that filled her ears, enveloping her in warmth. "Azaria, my love," Elena greeted, her voice as tender and soothing as a lullaby. Through the tendrils of conversation that wove effortlessly between them, time lost its rigid form. They drifted across topics like leaves on a stream, their laughter echoing against the comforting backdrop of shared memories. "What have you been painting lately?" Elena inquired, her voice wrapped in inquisitive warmth. "Oh, just abstracts," Azaria replied, offering an explanation that danced around the truth, trying to capture the colors of the season. For hours, their words spun a tapestry of affection and understanding. It was only when silence fell more often between them that Azaria felt the weight of unsaid truths. Chapter 5: A River in Tears. The sky had lost its light by the time Azaria's heart could restrain itself no longer. Her voice trembled like the first draft of winter's chill when she finally spoke the words dwelling within her. "Mom, I'm pregnant." There was an intake of breath, a moment where time seemed to stretch endlessly. Then a soft thud, a dropped coffee cup perhaps, followed by Elena's gentle weeping reached Azaria's ears across the miles. "Oh, my dear," Elena's voice broke, laden with both joy and sadness, mirroring the complexity woven into Azaria's heart. "Oh, Azaria." Azaria's own tears began to flow, an unstoppable river of shared emotions. They held the phone to their ears, listening to the symphony of their hearts, one beating steadily toward life, the other enduring a love left unanswered. Marcus would have been so happy, Elena murmured, her words a tremulous bridge between the present and the ache of absence. Together, they mourned the dreams Marcus would never witness and embraced the promise of life nestled beneath Azaria's heart. Chapter 6: Unfolding Mysteries. The following week swept over Azaria with the quiet insistence of fallen leaves piling against a doorstep. Her first appointment loomed on the horizon, a future dressed in curiosity and uncertainty. The clinic walls were muted in their gentle pastels, comforting and calm. Azaria lay back against the examination table, the hum of machinery and quiet shuffles of feet creating a rhythm that settled around her like a gentle embrace. 4 months along, Miss Nelson, the doctor announced, eyes lifting from the sonogram to meet hers. 4? Azaria's voice teetered on disbelief and wonder. But I wasn't even showing. Yet now, seeing the tiny form on the screen, a mere shadow, yet so distinctly alive, Azaria found herself enveloped in awe. How could life grow so silently, yet change her world so profoundly? Chapter 7: Garden of Acceptance. Each subsequent sunrise brought with it petals of understanding. Azaria's acceptance grew slowly, radiant as the wildflowers that lay nestled beneath lingering frost. She began to speak to the life within her, whispered promises and dreams etched from stardust and longing. In quiet moments, she would lie beneath the autumn sky, fingers tracing the horizon of her belly, discovering the delicate alchemy that birthed love from the roots of sorrow. Azaria now walked with a purpose imbued with the fire of resilience, her steps cradled by the whispering wind. She learned to welcome the gentle flutterings inside her, allowing the fractal patterns of joy to seep into places once held by grief. Chapter 8: A Sanctuary of Light. Autumn matured into its deeper hues, casting Azaria in a silhouette of gold and auburn. Her belly now swelled prominently, the once hidden secret now a proud declaration. Here I am, here is the child we create together. With tenderness, she guarded this burgeoning life, cradling her stomach with hands that spoke a love greater than words. Her home became a sanctuary, a tapestry woven with threads of protection and expectation. Through moments of silence and symphonies of wind beyond the window, Azaria awaited the day she would hold her child in her arms. In the warmth of an autumn sun, Azaria clutched Marcus's picture close, her pulse merging with the life inside her, a symphony of 3 hearts resonating beneath a sky that knew both sorrow and bliss. As the autumn sky sheltered Earth beneath its fleeting colors, Azaria's world settled into a peace she had never thought attainable, crafting a new portrait of happiness where love lingered timeless, painted in the hues of eternity. Chapter 9: Heart Song. Azaria Nelson stood by her window in the soft light of dawn, watching the world come alive. The wind rustled the green leaves and the sun warmed the earth, melding the scents of spring into the air, a natural symphony that harmonized with a song in her heart. It had been 2 months since her last great adventure, and the anticipation was palpable. Hope and excitement intertwined, beating alongside her own heart, growing louder each day. She placed her hands on her abdomen, feeling the gentle kicks that communicated in a language only she understood. Her heart sang the sweetest melody as the promise of life inside her continued to blossom. Chapter 10: Celebrations. The living room was filled with laughter and balloons, the air fragrant with the sweet scent of cake and the soft floral arrangement of Azaria's favorite lilacs. Friends clustered around Azaria, their joyous chatter creating a comforting hum beneath the soft music. The baby shower was a success, with games, tears, and the warm embrace of friendships woven tighter by the celebration. Every gift received was not merely a present, it was a symbol of love and support that enveloped Azaria like a warm hug, reassuring her of the community that would help her raise her child. Surrounded by her closest friends, Azaria's heart could hardly contain the happiness that bubbled up within her. Chapter 11: Family Bonds, Ties, and Peace. Family traveled from afar, their arrival heralded by a whirlwind of hugs and exclamations. Azaria's small apartment turned into a haven of family bonds, reinforced with tales from the past, stories of Azaria's childhood, anecdotes laced with laughter and love, filled the rooms. Forgiveness and understanding flowed as conversations unfolded, bridging gaps once thought impossible. Peace settled over the gathering, healing wounds with a gentle balm of time. Amidst these reunions, Azaria found solace and strength, each hug providing reassurance that she would never walk this new path alone. Chapter 12: More Appointments. The waiting room of the OB/GYN was familiar, yet the anticipation never dulled. Dr. Obioma Holland welcomed Azaria with open arms, her motherly presence a constant source of comfort. Every checkup was more than a routine. It was a reaffirmation that everything was as it should be. Through measurements and ultrasounds, Dr. Holland offered more than medical advice. She gave Azaria the gift of calm assurance, lending an ear to every worry and excitement, nurturing not just the body, but the soul. Chapter 12: Romance. A new arrival in town brought a fresh breeze of change. Jordan had entered her life unexpectedly, his easy smile and kind eyes sparking something Azaria hadn't felt in years. They walked through the park, sharing stories and dreams. His presence was like a gentle melody, sweet and comforting. What began as friendship softly blossomed into something warmer, and Azaria couldn't deny the unexpected flutter in her heart. A budding romance added yet another layer to her life's ever-unfolding story. Chapter 13: The Final Countdown. As the days dwindled down to a month, a tangible excitement tinged Azaria's every action. It felt as though her abdomen was a clock, each contraction a tick marking the approach of something miraculous. She nested fervently, preparing her home with meticulous care, transforming her space into a sanctuary of safety and love. Chapter 13: Last Minute. With every day that passed, Azaria felt the weight of both joy and anticipation. Her abdomen began to lower, a physical sign that the wait was almost over. Each movement of her child was a reminder of the closeness of her arrival. Time slipped through her fingers like sand in an hourglass, every moment cherished and savored. Chapter 14: Lowering. Along with the physical changes, her thoughts turned to the final details. Azaria's abdomen had dropped, a natural progression that readied her body for the birth. She welcomed it, embracing the mild discomfort with the knowledge that it was all part of the journey. Chapter 15: Getting the Hospital Bag. The hospital bag stood ready by the door, packed with essentials and items meant to offer comfort and familiarity. Onesies, blankets, and tiny socks were nestled alongside snacks and her favorite book. This preparation was a rite of passage that instilled calm amidst the unknowns. Chapter 15: Telling Family That She Hasn't Told Yet. Each word weighed heavy on Azaria's heart as she reached out to distant family members she hadn't shared her news with. Though anxiety lingered, She embraced honesty and vulnerability, opening the door to unexpected understanding and reconciliation. She braced for judgment but found acceptance instead, a relief so profound it brought tears to her eyes. Chapter 16. Code Word. Blossom. It was the code word chosen with care, a promise of new beginnings. Donna, her steadfast friend, promised to remain by her side, a beacon of support through the unknown tide of labor and delivery. Together, they delved into the birth plan, marking another step toward welcoming Azaria's child into the world. Chapter 17. Renewal. Reflection brought clarity to her heart. Azaria understood that even in Marcus's absence, his presence lived on in the child they had created together. This realization was a renewal of their love, a testament that their bond could transcend time and space, woven into the very essence of their daughter. Chapter 18. Gender Reveal. With gentle words and glowing cheeks, Azaria shared the long-awaited news: a baby girl. Cheers erupted, accompanied by joyous tears, a collective celebration of life and love. The knowledge filled Azaria with wonder, imagining the tiny dresses and brazen curls, the hues of pink that would fill her future. Chapter 19. Baby Names Central. Endless lists scrawled in notebooks, conversations anchored by names that captured her heart. Azaria debated, considering each option with the gravity it deserved. Like Grand Central Station, bustling and vibrant, her mind was a flurry of possibilities, yet amidst the chaos, clarity emerged. Chapter 20. The Birth. As the clock struck 3 a.m., Azaria felt the familiar wave rippling through her abdomen. "Blossom," she breathed, her voice steady yet strained. Donna's response was instant, her presence a calming balm to the mounting pain. Together, they embarked on a journey to the hospital, marking the beginning of one life while transforming another. Chapter 21. Doctors and Nurses. The hospital buzzed with action, a quiet efficiency that calmed Azaria's mounting nerves. Dr. Holland greeted her with a reassuring smile, the nurses offering warm encouragement. Every contraction brought her closer to meeting the child of her dreams, each breath a step closer to this new chapter. Chapter 22. The Birth. The culmination of months of love manifested swiftly. The delivery room faded, the outside world vanishing until only Azaria remained, riding the waves of labor that guided her to her daughter. And then Mercy arrived, with tiny cries that sang of life's resilience and undeniable strength. Chapter 22. The Final Name. Deciding on her daughter's name was a solemn moment tangled in emotion and memory. Mercy Rose, chosen in honor of Marcus's desired mercy and the delicate strength of a rose. It was a declaration of life and legacy, a tribute wrapped in hope and dreams for the future. Chapter 23. Motherhood. Mercy's first night home was a whirlwind. Azaria navigated the steep learning curve, every challenge dwarfed by the pure, unadulterated love she felt. Mercy's caramel skin glowed in the subtle light, her resemblance to Marcus undeniable. Though grief still visited, it took a back seat to the vibrant new life she nurtured. Stepping over the threshold into her home, Azaria felt an inexplicable peace wash over her. Every ounce of preparation paid off, each sacrifice shining in the reflection of her daughter's wide, wondering eyes. Chapter 24. Taking Care. The quiet strength of a mother was a blossom in Azaria's heart, unfurling more with each day. They scarred, laughed, and lived, an endless dance of midnight feedings, daytime giggles, and whispered lullabies. Azaria cherished every moment with Mercy, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. thus unfolded an epic tale of new beginnings and unbreakable bonds. A story as timeless as love itself.
A note from the author. Dear reader, thank you so much for taking the time to read this book. It is quite unique, not because of the story or the writing itself, but because of how it is shared with you. While I am the author of this tale, it was brought to life through the voice of a machine, a sophisticated AI narrating it to you. I couldn't afford a voice actor this time, but I still wanted my story to be heard, even if it wasn't me or another human speaking the words directly. I genuinely hope this does not affect how you perceive the story, and perhaps you might even find it an intriguing experience. If you are looking for more to read, I recommend Hannah's New Horizon and Rosanna's Journey from Ecuador to Resilience. Thank you once again for your support and understanding. Sincerely, Mary Robinson.